Hello friends, and welcome to your week ahead reading with me, Intuitive Rene. So I'm sure you're as surprised as I am to be finding this video. I know. So I used to do the week ahead readings here on YouTube, and then I took them onto my website and I did a little type up thing for you guys. And this week I'm doing video again. So just to give you a little bit of backstory, just in case you are horribly confused. I've been trying out to see what works for each one of you. What do you prefer? What are your preferences? What do you like? What seems to work for you guys? Because I enjoy both. I enjoy, as long as I'm being creative, as long as I'm inspiring you, I'm happy. It works for me. And yeah, I thought the website one was doing really well and everybody seemed to be quite happy with it. And then this week, my technology, my computer keyboard decided it was not going to work anymore. So obviously, to do the one on my website, I need to do quite a bit of typing, and I can't do quite a bit of typing. So I have ordered myself a new keyboard, but it's only going to arrive sometime next week. So I sat with a bit of a pickle. So I decided, right, let's revert back to the video. So I'm going to do just and I'm short for time because I normally left the typing, like, you know, right before the videos, the week ahead reading needed to be released. And now I'm finding myself needing to record a video. So yeah, we're a little bit short on time today. So I'm going to record a reading for each sign, or for each of the elements, okay? So as you know, all of the zodiac signs fall into an element, and there are 4 elements, being, what are we? Fire, earth, air, and water. So I'm going to record 4 different readings, giving insight and guidance into the week ahead using these 2 decks that I have on the table here in front of me. And if you open up the description box of this particular video here on YouTube, you will find the timestamps that will take you, and also if you're not sure what element your zodiac falls into, all of that information you will find in the description below. So open up the area where we type up all sorts of stuff about the video, and you will find the timestamps and the information that you need. The decks that I'm working with is the Landscape Tarot, which is a beautiful, bright, bold, colorful deck. And this is a brand new oracle that I only received a couple of days ago. I received it very late on Wednesday afternoon, and I used it in my Wednesday night live in my memberships, and everybody just adored it. Me too. I think this deck is just fantastic. I think it's my new favorite, and it is called the Signs of the Times Oracle. Beautiful deck, and it works the way that I like to read with oracles. It works so beautifully for me, so I'm going to use that one, and like I say, the Landscape Tarot. What else do I need to tell you? So there will be 4 readings for each of the elements. Once you know which element you belong to or you fall into, you can go straight to that portion. There are timestamps down below. And please, like, if you think that this video format is actually better, or if you preferred the website version, please just comment below and let me know. You know, the more feedback I get from you, the more I can make it what you want, what you need, and what you like. So do let me know below what your feelings are, and whether you're looking forward to getting my keyboard back, or getting a new keyboard so that I can type up the taroscopes for next weekend. Okay, so these taroscopes are for the week of the 6th of November through to the 12th of November. So I always do Sunday through to Saturday, because Sunday gives you a bit of time to just absorb the information, gather the information, prepare yourself for the week ahead, and then I end the week off on the Saturday. So friends, let's get started, starting off with our fire signs. Right, welcome to all my fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sag. Welcome. I'm going to start with the oracle. I'm going to give it a shuffle, and we're going to draw just a single card from the oracle, which is going to give us your theme for the week ahead. The theme for the week ahead, what can you expect? What is the energies for each one of you for the next 7 days? What can you expect? What is going on for the next 7 days? Let's have a look for all our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag. Okay, so there we have a card from the gorgeous Signs of the Time Oracle. So let's have a look and see what we've got for all fire signs. We've got Flamingo, and look at that. Can you read that key phrase? The key phrase is fun. So here we have some, I'm going to call them garden variety flamingos. It's the kind that you stick in your grass just to make it look a little bit colorful, make it look a little bit bright, make it look a little bit fun. And you know what? Sometimes in life, I'm just thinking where to put this. I think it can actually live over there. And while I'm talking about flamingo, I am going to shuffle the tarot deck so long. So, you know, I'm a believer of fun. You know that I am an advocate for fun and for joy and for happiness and all of those kind of good things. But sometimes it's important for us to just do things that don't really have a purpose, they don't really have a function, except to make us happy. So, like, for example, your garden variety flamingos, you know, they don't do anything sitting in your grass. They don't offer anything of value or significance. But every time you look at them, it just puts a smile on your face. And it just makes you feel happy. It just makes you feel as if, you know, sometimes everything's going to be okay. And to me, this is exactly what's going on this week, is we need to be more focused and more aware of doing things because it makes us happy, and not specifically or only because of what it brings to our life or what it offers us. Okay, so tarot cards are shuffled and cut. Now let's draw card number one. We have got, I can't see what that is, the Four of Swords, and we have got the Justice card. So putting the tarot out the way, let me show you this one. So the Four of Swords, there she sits inside a cave, okay, and it is raining outside the cave, but here our lady is sitting and she's just sort of waiting it out. She knows that she wants to go exploring, and then there's many things that she wants to do and many things that she wants to achieve, but right now she's just waiting out the rain. And as soon as the rain passes, as soon as the rain sort of moves on, then she will continue her journey. But for now, she's content and she's happy to sit and wait. What this is saying to you, fire signs, is that this week is not a week to go charging in. This is not a week to try and get everything done and to overcome and to achieve and to do. Like, this week, we actually need to slow the pace down, okay? We need to sort of, if there's a bit of drama, if there's a little bit of chaos, if there's a little bit of whatever going on, just sit it out. Because fire signs, if you try and jump into that rain is going to diminish your flame, okay? It's going to put your fire out, and we don't want to put our fire out. We want to make sure that our fire is forging ahead and that we are achieving great things and the things that we want to and we need to. Now, the interesting one here is the Justice card, okay? So here we have our scales of balance. And in this particular instance, the scales are perfectly balanced. But you know what? It takes just a tiny little feather. It takes one tiny little grain of sand to immediately throw the balance off. And we need to make sure that we remain in balance. The Justice card is also the card of consequences, okay? So if you run out and go and play in the rain, you have to deal with the consequences of that. So you've also got to understand that just because your original plan was to be out there and now it's raining, so your plans are foiled, it doesn't mean that you can't have fun. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful and that you can't achieve the things that you need to. So fire signs, it is about understanding the consequences. It's about understanding that sometimes less is more, okay? Sometimes less is more, but it's about changing our focus from always having to do the right thing at the right time for the right reasons to sometimes just doing things because it puts a smile on our face. So fire signs, for you for the week ahead, it is about shifting your focus. It is about allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to have fun, to let go of the rules a little bit, and to realize that sometimes we have to make do with whatever it is that we have. So it looks like you're in for an interesting week. Remember, fire signs, less is more, and understand that there are consequences to everything that you do. So if you push a situation, if you push a circumstance, it's going to cause you a problem. So rather don't do that, and let's keep the focus on the flamingo. If you've got a pink flamingo in your garden, look at it, smile, and just know that everything's going to be okay. All right. So fire signs, wishing you an amazing week ahead. Take care of yourselves, and remember, less is more. And until we connect again, take care. Earth signs, welcome, welcome, welcome. So earth signs being Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, welcome. I am shuffling the Oracle deck, and I want to get just a single card from the Oracle, which is going to sort of give us the theme for the week ahead for all my earth signs. So we're giving it a shuffle. We're looking for just a single card that's going to give you the theme for the week ahead, to give you an idea of the overall energy of what you can expect and what you can look forward to for the week ahead. Right, cards are shuffled and cut. And there is our one card. Let's turn it over and see what we've got. Right, so earth signs, we have got firefly. And the firefly's little key phrase at the bottom here is wonder. You know, and we all do. We all love a firefly. When we see a firefly, I mean, I honestly cannot tell you when last I have seen one. But fireflies, they have this kind of magical property to them, don't they? They have this kind of fantasy, wonder world that they have. So I'm just trying to grab the tarot deck. And while I'm talking about firefly, I'm going to shuffle the tarot just to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Practical. So when we see a firefly, you know, I'm hearing in my head at the moment, and I'm not going to sing it to you, but that little poem or that little song that talks about if you are a firefly, you can never be glum, because how can you be glum when the sun shines out your bum? So, and you know, this is the kind of thing that we are having to deal with for the week ahead. So earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Firefly is saying to you, everything that you do this week, let's have a little bit of wonder, let's have a little bit of excitement, let's have a little bit of childlike enthusiasm around everything that we do, and let's look at things as if we've never seen it before. Let's look at situations, circumstances, and people as if we've never seen them before, as if this is the first time you're eating that ice cream, or the first time that you're tasting that chocolate, or the first time you're having a kiss. You know, let's do everything with that enthusiasm and that excitement. And, you know, because I think you'd be incredibly surprised as to where it takes you. Did you see that one flip over there? So apparently that one wants to come out, and it is the Two of Cups. So I am going to take two cards for you, but you've already got one. So we're only going to draw one more card. So let's have a look, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Here is our second card. Oh, look at that. Right, these go on this side. So we have got the firefly telling us that we need to not lose our sense of wonder. We need to not lose our sense of fantasy. We need to be excited about the way that we experience life and everything that we have, everything that we enjoy, and everything that happens to us. And here we have the Two of Cups. So I love the scenery. Isn't it just so beautiful in the background? And here we have these two people coming together over a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea, and they're coming together as equals. They're coming together just to enjoy spending time together, just to enjoy the moment, if we can put it that way. They're not overthinking it, they're not worrying about anything, but they're sort of saying, right here, right now, let's just take this time to enjoy a cup of coffee. Let's just take this time to enjoy each other's company. And they're doing it with wonder. They're doing it with firefly energy. So if you have a chance meeting with somebody, if you happen to bump into somebody, or if you suddenly get a phone call from somebody out of the blue, be in that moment, be in that space, and just resonate, enjoy, and just connect. You know, take the time to connect with the people in your life, because we're so busy going through life as quickly as we can, you know, so much to do and so little time to do it, that we forget to connect. We forget to take that time to really, like, you're not just when you phone somebody, say, hi, how are you? I'm phoning you because, like, actually stop and wait for them to answer the how are you, and care about the answer. Like, actually be interested, have the wonder around what's going on in everybody's life. And then we have over here, I want to see if I can get you to see the image on the card. It's the Seven of Swords. Now, there we go. Can you see its fingers crossed? Can you see that? Okay. When do we cross fingers? We cross fingers when we're hoping that things work out for the best. We cross fingers when we're worried about an outcome, and we're wanting to send positive energy to a situation for a positive outcome. So Seven of Swords is the card of taking risks. Seven of Swords is the card that says that sometimes we like to color outside the lines in the hopes that it's going to be okay. It's about taking risks. It's about taking advantage of situations and circumstances that are around you. So what I'm getting with this, especially with the fingers crossed and here with the Two of Cups, this is Spirit saying to you, make a concerted effort to connect with the people in your life. Make a concerted effort to engage wholeheartedly with the people in your life. Make sure that you're sort of like really looking at them as if you've never seen them before, and remind yourself, especially if you're in a relationship, remind yourself why you fell in love with that person in the first place. Look for those qualities, look for those characteristics in them that you absolutely love and adore, and fall in love all over again, have those emotions all over again. Don't allow yourself to just be so busy that we are not enjoying the coffee and that we're not taking advantage of the situation that is right in front of us, because there is no time like the present, friends. We don't know how long life is. We don't know how long we have. So it's better to take advantage of your current situation than to live your life with regrets. And again, how can you be glum when the sun shines out your bum? So find the sunshine, find your sunshine, find the sunshine that you have within everybody else, and just celebrate that, just acknowledge that, and just enjoy spending time with the people who matter in your life. Connect with them, like really look at them, ask them, how are you? And actually wait for that answer. Ask questions to probe, to show interest, to show enthusiasm for somebody else's life. That, my dear friends, is what's important for you for the week ahead. So earth signs, you know what you need to do. You need to look after, take care of, ask questions, interact and engage with everybody else. Live in the moment, live in the now, because you don't know how long you've got. All right. So much love and blessings to you. I do hope that you have an amazing week ahead. Air signs, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius, welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what this week has in store for you. I am shuffling the Oracle deck, and this Oracle deck is just amazing. I am so loving it. Giving it a shuffle, and from this deck we're looking for the theme for the week ahead for you. What does this next week have in store for you? What can you expect? Where do you need to be focusing your time and your energy in the week ahead? I'm only going to take a single card from this deck, because one is enough. And then we will take out the tarot and give it a shuffle as well. All right, I'm happy with that shuffle. Cut the deck over there, and here we have our card. All right, so air signs, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius, let's see what your theme is. You've got mountains and obstacles. Now, first of all, this image does not look like an obstacle to me. This image looks like heaven to me. Okay, I love the open road. I love mountains. I love, driving through the mountains. And to me, that's not an obstacle. That's not a challenge. But what this card is basically saying to you is that sometimes, your road is straight, but in order to bypass the mountain, you have to turn and you have to go around it. So it's about taking the long road, okay? There isn't a tunnel, there isn't a way forward, there isn't a straight through. So we have to navigate around the obstacles. So it's not about the mountain itself being the obstacle, but it is about just understanding that sometimes there isn't a straight road, and sometimes we have to take the road less traveled. So I'm going to shuffle the tarot cards while I'm chatting, just to not waste any time, if I can say. So yeah, the mountain, as much as I'm saying the mountain is not an obstacle, but if you're needing to get somewhere quickly, if you're in a hurry, if you're short for time, if the pressure is on and you've got a lot that you need to do and a lot that you need to achieve, that mountain becomes an obstacle. Because if you could go as the crow flies, you would achieve wherever your destination. You will get to your destination a lot quicker than if you had to go all the way around the mountain. So maybe the journey around the mountain, the journey around the obstacle is going to take you an extra 20 kilometers, which means it's an extra, half an hour of your time, or whatever the case might be. And sometimes this is frustrating, and sometimes there are reasons why we have to avoid the obstacles, besides for the obvious. Besides for the obvious. Okay, so air signs, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. Card number 1 that we have over here, I can't see, Page of Cups and the Six of Cups. So we've got about emotions, all right? So the overarching energy here for you guys is about the emotions, is about the feelings that you have. And I know sometimes when you face an obstacle, when you face a challenge, it can be so frustrating, especially if you hadn't planned for it, especially if it wasn't something that you were aware of or that you knew was coming up. Because if you're planning a road trip, and I'm sure we've all had a road trip before, we plan what time we're leaving, where we're going, what route we're going to take, how long it's going to take us, where our stops are, so that when we have to drive around a mountain, it doesn't come as a total shock and surprise. But when it comes to emotions, we don't plan our emotions. We don't plan, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'm going to be feeling angry. It sounds so silly to say it, but we don't do that. We don't plan our emotions. Our emotions sort of creep up on us, and boom, they hit us at the most inopportune times. So we have the first card we have over here, and there we go, you can see it nicely there, is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, here we have our little person, and they've got a watering can in their hand, and they are watering a little plant. Now if you look at the scenery here, you can see it's quite barren. There's no grass, there's no trees, there's no lushness. Okay, so this little flower, this little plant, is not going to survive unless this person actually goes to the effort of watering it. I also want to say to you, the Page of Cups is the card that says to you that sometimes you don't necessarily fully understand if it's going to work out, but you do it anyway. It's about not really knowing exactly what's coming up. So it's about driving a road that you've never driven before, going on a journey that you've never been on before, and having to navigate and deal with the things as they happen. And when you do find something or someone in need, in this case it's a little flower, it's about taking the time to stop and give the love, give the energy, give the water that is needed. So the Page of Cups says that you don't often understand the process or what you're going through or what's happening, but you do your best as it unfolds, as it presents itself, and as it happens to you. And this is important for the week ahead, because you need to understand that your emotions this week are going to be, I'm going to call it a little bit all over the place, and we're going to have to navigate and work through our emotions. So the best thing to do, sorry, didn't mean to bump it right out of screen. So the best thing to do is to deal with things as they happen, but to be prepared to nourish, to be prepared to be kind, be prepared to be gentle to whatever it is that you encounter along your road. And here we have the Six of Cups. Can you see we have, it's not a very clear image, but we've got I'm going to call it an arm of a person offering a rose. So the Six of Cups is the card of reminiscing. It's the card of thinking back to a simpler time. It's the card of remembering the way things used to be. And from an emotional point of view, what we have to understand here, air signs, is that, there are going to be some challenges this week, which are going to make you think, I just wish life would go back to the way it used to be. Life used to be simple. It used to be easy. It used to be uncomplicated. There's going to be this overwhelm around how complicated and stuff life is at the moment. But instead of letting that get to you, instead of being sucked into this vortex of obstacles and challenges, rather just say, okay, so this is what I'm facing. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm presented with. And what can I do here and now to make it better? And in this particular case, what our page is doing is he's offering a drop of water. There you can see it. He's offering, I have to choose complicated tarot deck, didn't I? He's offering a drop of water to a plant. He doesn't know if the plant's going to survive. He doesn't know if, it's too little, too late, or what the situation is. But he's trusting in this moment that his effort is worth something, and that his effort is going to benefit and to help out the little plant. And he's not worried about what happened before, who watered before, who offered, who walked past and did nothing, who offered a sip of water to the plant. He's not going there. He's not allowing the past to influence his current actions and current decisions. And this, my dear friends, is what you need to do, okay? It's important, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, it's important that you not judge the present based on the past, even though it seems complicated, even though it seems hard, even though it seems difficult. So that's the way to get through the week ahead. Stop and water the little flowers when you see them, and don't let the past disturb you, throw you off your track, or anything like that. Much love and many blessings. I hope you have an amazing week. Take care. Welcome to my water signs being Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Welcome. I am shuffling the Oracle deck, and we're looking for just a single card from this Oracle, a single card that's going to give you the theme for the week ahead. So what do you have in store for you for the week ahead? What is the overarching energy for the week ahead? What is the story? Right, so let's give the Oracle just a little shuffle. There we go. And let's cut and take a card off the top. So let's have a look and see what is the theme for the week ahead for all my water signs. We have got tree with the key phrase of ancestry. And if we have a look on the t-shirt, it is a picture that says there is a family reunion taking place, and it says honoring our roots. So, whenever we look at trees, we do have to understand, the roots that we have, the roots that have been planted, the roots that allow us to stand erect, to stand tall. I'm just going to shuffle the tarot while I talk about the tree and ancestors. So for the week ahead, it's important for you to honor your ancestors, living or passed on. So it's about acknowledging your parents, their parents, their parents, and their parents. It's about understanding that even though our lives are so radically different, you know, your life today, I'm sure, is completely different to the life that your parents lived, the life that their parents lived, etc., etc., etc. It's called evolution of life, but there are certain things that stay the same, certain moral beliefs and certain cultural innuendos or nuances, let's call them nuances rather, that create you, that have made you who you are, that make you think the way that you think and feel the way that you feel. Some experiences from our ancestors good and some not so good, okay? But this week it's important for you to acknowledge them. It's important for you to pay attention to your ancestors, to your past family members, and to just acknowledge who they are and acknowledge what they contributed to your life. What did they bring to your current existence? What part of you today, this week, is that way because of whatever your ancestors brought to the table? Tarot card number 1, we have, I really chose a terrible tarot deck today, 7 of Pentacles, which I understand now with the tree, and we have the Page of Wands as our second one. I'm loving all the earthy colors that have come through here, all right? Water signs, there's no water for you this week. It's like you need to be very earthy, you need to be very grounded, you need to be very practical in everything that you do for this week while we honor, understand, respect, and acknowledge our ancestors. Okay. When we look at the 7 of Pentacles, so there you can see it, and like I said, I love this deck. This deck is beautiful, but it's not always very conducive on camera. So here we have I'm going to call it a farmscape, okay? So we've got some wildlife. We've got a guy tending the fields, working his wildlife in order to provide for his family. And then if we look at the hologram that we have over here, we have a seed that starts growing a root. The root gets longer, the root gets thicker, it starts developing leaves, and so it carries on until eventually it's producing a crop which the farmer can draw on and use to provide for his family. The 7 of Pentacles is the card that says, you know, sometimes you can't skip. You can't go from this stage to this stage instantly. You have to go step by step. There is a process that needs to happen, and it's a process that has not changed over the years. It's a process that has not changed in all the years since your ancestors and to you today. And I know that you're not all farmers. I'm sure you're not the kind of person who is working a farm. You may very well be, but the chances are that you understand, or you need to understand, especially this week of ancestry for you. It's about understanding that things that you do today, that there's a certain process that has to unfold. There's a certain system that needs to be followed in order to achieve an outcome, and that we cannot just go from here all the way to there without going through the motions. This is also the card of patience, because it's also saying to you that there's no rushing anything. You have to allow things to unfold in their own time as they need to. And then we have our Page of Wands, and if you can see there, we have this gorgeous cute little boy. He's dressed in his winter woolies because obviously it's a northern hemisphere card, and here we have the Christmas tree, and he's looking up at the star, and he is like, oh my gosh, how beautiful, how wonderful, because that star gives him hope. That star gives him the message that everything's going to be okay, that everything is exactly in its place and as it needs to be. The Page of Wands is about that enthusiasm that that little boy has when he looks at that Christmas tree with wonder, with awe, with excitement, thinking of all the possibilities that can still come. So here we have a card that is talking about past. It's talking about patience, talking about processing, talking about you can't speed things up. Everything has to go in its own time. And here we've got a card which shows you being excited about the future and what the future may hold and what the future may bring. So water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, for the week ahead, you've got to connect with your ancestors, connect with your past, connect with that part of yourself that is your foundation, that is your root, that is your basis, okay? And you've got to understand that, you know what, if you want to change any aspect of yourself, or if you want to change any aspect of your life, there is no quick fix, there is no instant gratification. That you have to put in the work, you have to understand all the stages that need to be followed, and you have to go through those motions. But you also need to hold on to that excitement and that enthusiasm for what the future has to offer you, the potential of what is yet to come. Don't lose that, because sometimes we get so bored, frustrated, irritated, angry, etc. in this process that we think, you know what, I'm just giving up. But if you're holding on to the excitement for the future, it'll give you the motivation that you need to keep persevering and to keep persisting through the current challenges. So this week, let's get to basics. Let's go back down to why we do the things that we do. Why are we living the life that we're living? Why are we thinking, feeling, and behaving in the way that we are? And understand that sometimes it's a process to get from there to there. It is just a process, and we can't take any shortcuts. We can't skip any beats. And we need to hold on to the excitement and the potential of what is possible in order to help you through this week. All right. So my water sign, sending you much love. I hope you have an amazing week. Be kind to yourself.